Welcome to Podcast West Seattle. I'm your host, Andrew. On this episode of the podcast, we visit with the West Seattle School of Rock.
The immediate response from families, anecdotally and through our official feedback forms, was that, everything quit, but at least we still have School of Rock.
We also check in on some upcoming West Seattle events and much more. This is Podcast West Seattle. As I record this, it is Tuesday, August 31st. A quick look at West Seattle weather shows temperatures in the 70s this week, warming toward 80 on Friday. Labor Day weekend has a chance of rain, but temperatures should still be in the 70s. Let's take a look at some recent West Seattle headlines. This past weekend, the business community threw a block party in White Center to benefit businesses affected by the July 5th arson. WestsideSeattle.com reports that the event raised over $20,000. The money will be distributed to the affected businesses as determined by the committee who organized the event. You can see lots of great pictures of the event at WestsideSeattle.com. Also this past weekend, the city announced federal grant money going to neighborhood business organizations. The South Park Business District, the West Seattle Chamber of Commerce, and the West Seattle Junction Association all received funds. Here's Laura Radford from the Junction Association speaking at the announcement.
There's lots of things that we're going to spend these funds on. Number one is better lighting in our district. We have some old lighting. I feel like it's back from the 50s. I'm not sure. But we have lighting that is all along all of our business district. We're going to pull all of that down, put brand new modern lighting up. We are going to partner with some of our closest nonprofits. Uplift Northwest, we're going to hire a lot of people there, and we're going to go through the district and clean it all up. Every bit of it, every weed, every extra piece of grass, we're going to pull it all up and we're going to make it look beautiful and clean and safe for our community. And the things that we've been afforded to do with these funds is going to go so much further than just financial assistance. It's going to give us hope, and it's going to give us belief that as we move through this pandemic together, we're going to be okay.
This past weekend also saw an event at West Crest Park, a Created Commons presented by Lila Vision. It is described as a program of free outdoor performances, eco art activities, and more. The organizers described the event as animating West Crest Park with performances, kinetic musical sculpture, eco art installations and workshops, wellness offerings, and science panels to cultivate our health as a community. There was a strong lineup of music, poetry, dance, and panel discussion this past weekend. If you missed it, you're in luck. The festivities extend into this coming weekend as well, which leads us to upcoming West Seattle events. The Created Commons at West Crest Park this weekend will feature Jack Straw Cultural Center artists and Lila Vision with cultural dance groups. You can find a full lineup of events at lilavision.com/commons. That's L-E-L-A Vision. Also happening this week is the first day of school for Seattle Public Schools. Wednesday marks the first of what Seattle Public Schools is calling 180 Days of Excellence. This will be the first attempt at full capacity, full day in-person learning during the pandemic. As a parent of an SPS student, I will be following along closely as the school year unfolds. Also coming up this weekend, the Duwamish Tribe will be holding a Labor Day weekend acknowledgement Native Art Market at the Duwamish Longhouse on Marginal Way. The market will be open from 10 to 5, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. School is starting back up for students all over the peninsula. I recently talked to folks at a different type of school in West Seattle.
My name's Phil Gustafson. I am the general manager of School of Rock West Seattle.
My name is Jocelyn. I'm 15, but I'll be 16 in a few weeks. And I've been going to the School of Rock since December of 2018.
My name is Olivia. I'm 11 years old, and I've been with the School of Rock for, 3 or 4 years now.
So February of last year, we were on a roll.
I was in a performance program, one of the shows. I was in a Dave Grohl show, Rock and Grohl it was called.
And the school was growing. I was hiring staff.
I started with guitar. That's my preferred instrument, but I also like to sing.
I play the bass guitar and the regular guitar, so guitar and bass.
What makes us so proud to run our program and what makes our job more fun and more easy, frankly, is that the kids have this self-confidence they gain from playing in a band and putting on concerts.
Just being in School of Rock, I think, has helped me in a lot of ways, like outside of school.
I'm doing another show. I'm doing Space is the Place, and I'm doing bass, guitar, and I'm also singing. And where I'm also working on a little bit of music theory as well.
But it really is magical. The kids develop a self-confidence that you can only get through achieving success through something, whether it be sports or music.
And then, like last session, I did MTV, and so it's like MTV songs.
Welcome to School of Rock West Seattle, live streaming from London Bridge Studios. Here we go.
And we were doing rehearsals, like in person. Everyone was there. No one wore masks. We were just hanging out and doing it.
We had the kids booked to play at the Seattle Dragons football game.
And I remember when the news started coming out.
Both like out front tailgating and then also one of our kids singing the national anthem and then also at halftime.
Like, there's a kid who had to commute from like a little bit farther away. And he was like, oh, I can't come anymore. I can't come like as often. My mom doesn't want me in King County because that's where COVID is. And I'm like, oh.
So that was the first gig that was canceled due to COVID. It was moving fast. We always wanted to err on the side of safety, and I actually shut the school down and sent everybody home about a week before there was sort of a mandate.
It was just empty, just trying to fill time somehow.
The plan at that point, we were confident that we could do something, but we didn't know what was going to happen.
School was out for that week too, and so it's like, I don't have anything to do. And
we wanted to just make sure that we kept the students engaged as much as possible. And so initially, we moved our lessons to remote lessons.
Can you hear the...
all I remember is being in person and like being a few weeks into the show. And then we did these online check-ins and online lessons. And that's all I remember.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge with like internet problems, lag, trying to play like together with your teacher. But School of Rock really helped me ease into the change.
The immediate response from families, anecdotally and like through our official feedback forums, was that, you know, everything quit, but at least we still have School of Rock.
Even during COVID, just like it was consistent and something to do.
It was still pretty fun because you still got to play music, you still got to talk with teachers. Yeah, I thought it was really, they helped a lot.
We didn't play with other people for so long because when we did the online, it was all individual lessons, and then every week we just like checked in, and it was a Zoom call for an hour, and we just chatted.
That's when we knew we had to get our program working somehow. So by 3 months in, we had reprogrammed our school. We actually ran cables down the hallway and got rid of all the private lesson rooms and made them all individual studios. So the kids would come in.
We sat in these individual rooms and we had a studio set up, so we all wore headphones and we couldn't see each other.
Have a headphone mix in their own room, and we could run rehearsals. The groups were really small, but we were able to do it, and we had kids coming in for rehearsal. But we are back as of last month doing our regular programming with masks.
And just now, this is the first session, the first show where we get to be in the same room and play together again. And that's been awesome.
Hey, let's play music.
We feel like with the kids using their own microphones and wearing masks and social distancing, keeping the groups down so that there's plenty of room in the school, we're able to keep it safe. And it's been incredible having the songs coming through the hallway again instead of having to put on a pair of headphones to see what's going on.
Let's play a song. It starts with drums, right? It starts with guitar.
Kill Rock Stars, that's what I'm doing right now. And that's the record label. And so it's songs from bands on that label.
We want the kids to know that it's okay to get really good at music. And the positive peer pressure of being ready for rehearsal will make the kids practice. So when parents come in and we're like, yeah, so their first lesson on guitar is Tuesday and their first band practice is Thursday, they're like, oh, but they don't know how to play yet. And my response is, but they will, and they need to come to band practice right away because that's how we get it going.
It was amazing. I love doing shows. I love being on stage.
It's just, there's something about just being on a stage and just playing music. Yeah, School of Rock is definitely something that needs to be done with other people.
Thank you to Phil, Jocelyn, and Olivia for talking with me. The School of Rock does have some upcoming shows at the Clockout Lounge in Beacon Hill. They will perform King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard on Sunday, September 12th. They will do a Cars and Devo show on Sunday, September 19th. And Space is the Place will be on Saturday, September 25th. You can find more info and specific times at the School of Rock West Seattle Facebook page at SORW Seattle. That concludes this episode of Podcast West Seattle. Please follow, subscribe, share, rate, or review the show, and we will meet again soon. Until then, rock on, West Seattle.